So welcome to the fifth lesson. It's called cumulative frequency, and the word cumulative just means total. So the total frequency, and we're going to go through a couple of examples about how to use this. So cumulative frequency, usually this is useful for finding percentiles, right? So I'm in the 90th percentile, so on and so forth. It's also useful for quartiles and for the median. And here's an example. What we need to remember is the table should have equal or even class intervals. So you can see this is 2 hours 26 to 2 hours 28. This is 2 hours 28 to 2 hours 30. And the other thing you should notice is this here has an equal sign, whereas this does not. And the reason why is because 2 hours and 28 is going to fall in the first row. That means that there are 8 people that fall between 2 hours and 26 and 2 hours 28. And we cannot put the 2 hours 28, this doesn't have an equal sign next to it, right? So the next category, right, that's an even interval is from 2 hours 28 to 2 hours 30. And that is the frequency of 3. That's the people. So since we're doing cumulative frequency, in our first row right here, right, the frequency is 8. We're just taking this number and bringing it across, okay? For the next one, we're going to, since it's cumulative, since it's total, we're going to take these two and we're going to add them together. So 8 plus 3 is going to give us 11. You see what we're doing? So we're literally just adding the numbers. 11 plus the 9 is going to give us 20. 20 plus 11 is going to give us 31, right? And we're just going to keep going. Let me just scroll down a little bit. 31 plus our 12 is going to give us 43. 43 plus 7 is going to give us 50, and 50 plus 5 is going to give us 55. So that means that the total number of women's marathon times for the 2008 Olympics is that there are 55 of them. There are 55 women's marathon times. Okay, pretty straightforward. That is a little bit different than a cumulative frequency graph. So this can tell you quartiles, the interquartile range, and the median. And what we're going to do here is we're going to first take a look at, all right, the first thing that we have is what is the total number, right? So our total number that we have of people here, this is going to be, let's see, if you look at this number right here at the top, that's where the top of our graph is, and that is 120. So there are 120 people altogether. So what we want to do here is we want to figure out, right? We want to figure out the next question is what is the median? But before we can do that, let's talk a little bit about what this means, right? So the highest number that we have is 120. So this point right here is 100%. Okay, that is our like total. It's 120 people. The next thing we want to do is we want to go about halfway, right? So a half of 120 is 60. So this right here, right, this point is going to give us our median. So this is our 50 percentile, and this is our median. All right, so now we have 100, we have 50%. We can find 25%, right? So 25% is going to be between 60 and 0, right? That is 30. So I'm going to go about this point right here, and this is our 25th percentile, and that is our Q1. And then now let's find our Q3, right? So between 120 and 60, right? Between our total and our half is going to be 90, right? So I'm going to go about 90 right about here. And that is our 75th percentile, right? So this is our Q3. So I'd say that this is 90. I'd say that this was about 30, right? So we want to figure out, you know, the answers to our questions. All right, so now that we have that, this is our Q1. Let's figure out the median weight, right? So we know that our median is going to be our 50th percentile, right? So if I go across and I'm looking for the weight, I have to go down, right? So once I go across from here, I have to go down. And this looks like it's about, what is that, 77 or so. So this is going to be 77 kilograms. Okay, so that's our weight. What is the number of people with less than 70 kilograms? Number of people with less than 70 kilograms. So what we're going to do with that, let me just change the color here. Let's go brown. So let's see where 70 is. So here's our 70th kilogram, right? That's the 70 kilograms is right there. So we want to know how many people are less than that. So we have to go up, and you can see that I kind of already did this just to kind of space this out. And this looks like it is going to be 30, right? So this is 30 people that have a weight less than 70 kilograms, right? Because a weight less than is this, okay? All right, pretty straightforward. What is the number of people with weight greater than 90? Okay, so greater than 90. So let's see where 90 is, right? So 90 is here. We go up, we follow this line right up here, and that is 100. So greater than that, right? Between 120 and 100, that's 20 people. So 20 people is going to be is going to have a weight greater than 90. All right, and our IQR. So our IQR, remember what our IQR is, right? It's our Q3 minus our Q1. So let's look at what our Q3 is, right? So Q3 is going to be somewhere right here. So if I were to go down, this looks like about 85. So our Q3 is 85. That is the weight, kilograms, minus our Q1. So if I go over here, I go across, right, and I go down. So that is going to be 70 kilograms. So I'm going to go ahead and figure this out, right? So 85 minus 70 kilograms looks like about 15. So that's 15 kilograms is going to be our interquartile range, okay? So there are some problems below here that you can take a look at, that you can figure out. Pretty straightforward. And then we have a couple of problems over here that I'd like you to try. And then let me know what you have questions with. Good luck.